Rey is actually really good, and with Ben Solo coming out, it's a Galactic Legend you may want in your roster. Now, I know some of you probably already have Rey, bearing in mind Rey is one of the oldest of the Galactic Legends, and more accessible than others due to the requirements being quite low. Yeah, there's an argument the requirements aren't the best in terms of character quality, but in terms of what you actually need, it's one of the easier ones to do. So some of you may have Rey, and then you'll probably know how good Rey is, but for those of you who don't have Rey, or maybe debating getting Rey, especially with Ben Solo coming out, hopefully this video convinces you. So we're going to break it down. We're going to have a little bit of TB. We've got Rey with Smugglers here. We've then got Rey in CPIT. We've then got Rey in GAC, which also includes Territory War. Now, why is Rey a good Galactic Legend? Well, firstly, there's actually an argument they're a better Galactic Legend than others because they have a similar utility that SLKR has. What I mean by this is Rey and SLKR, both of them are the light side and dark side Galactic Legends. Now, some of you may be saying, oh, but Glurmit Resistance, oh, but Glurmit First Order. Yes, that's true. But if you actually look at their kits, they benefit just from light side in general. So that is why you can use Rey with Smugglers, you can use Rey with Scoundrels, you can use Rey with Jedi, you can use Rey with Resistance. You can use Rey in any lineup and get good results. Now, funnily enough, in this lineup right here, Rey with Young Han, it works a charm because whenever Young Han starts a turn with Protection up, he is getting 10% offense. So Rey gives Young Han the buff, Lifeblood, and that gives an undispellable, unpreventable Protection up, so he's always gaining offense, and you'll see by wave 4 we're doing 250,000 damage on a big hit. So in this situation, Rey is amazing, and I would go as far as saying Rey's probably one of the best GLs for light side TB. Now obviously JML's very good and JMK's very good, but I can count on my hands how many times I've failed to 4 out of 4 with Rey in TB. It's just the whole damage immunity thing. It works as a safeguard. If Droider can nuke someone, the chances are your damage immunity will proc and you'll be fantastic and fine. Moving on into the CPIT, if you want to see this in full, go ahead and click the link in the top of the screen right now. There is a video on it, but Rey with Jawas or Rey with Jedi is very, very good in CPIT. The Rey Jawa lineup in P4 actually gets 8 to 12% consistently for me, and I'm pretty sure you can bump it up to 15% if you have very high relics and very good mods. Honestly, it's a team worth investing in, and if you go for Rey, it's worth investing in these niche teams, the Jawas, Armorer. It's worth investing in Jedi. Honestly, Rey just works with everyone. Such a good character. Again, if you want to see this in full and detail and a full strategy, please go ahead and check out that video. But for those of you who are here to stay and learn all about why Rey may be the GL for you, honestly, she just has so much utility. Now, I know some of you are going to be saying in the comments, Glurmit, you're an idiot. What about JMK? He has utility. What about SLKR? He has utility. Yes, that's true, guys. I completely understand. But I'm just trying to showcase to you guys watching why Rey may not be as bad as we're made to believe. Because I know, and I see it a lot on the forums, I see it a lot everywhere, Rey's always seen as the worst Galactic Legend. And yes, some of you are probably going to say, Glurmit, you literally made a Galactic Legend tier list with the Optimist and said Rey is not the best. And you are correct. But what we weren't really able to establish during that video is the fact that Rey is just very good at everything. It's just she doesn't excel at anything. So, for example, JMK Cat is better in Territory War and GAC, but that does not mean Rey is awful. And here, I'm just showing you guys, now Starkiller is normally a very good counter to Rey, even in 3v3, and I'm just showing you guys it doesn't always happen. Rey can work well on defense, and believe it or not, Rey, Armorer, and Hermit Yoda has almost got a 60% hold rate. Let that just sink in, guys. It is the best performing defensive team. It got me a hold in all but one GACs, which the one that I lost was the one where Rey did not get a hold. So right there, that's Rey showcasing their defensive power, especially in 3v3. And remember, guys, all of this is going to be boosted once Ben Solo comes out and we get that Force Dyad, and it's going to be insane. And I know some of you may have seen gameplay of him already, and you may be a bit unoptimistic, if that's the right word, about his capabilities and his power and potential. Let me just tell you this, he is going to have Omicrons, he is going to have Zetas, we know about this, and the synergy in Grand Arena, which is the the modes that we care about. At least it wasn't a territory Omicron or a territory battle Omicron. It is a GAC Omicron. He is going to be insane, and he's going to lift this team to new limits. Honestly, guys, Rey is probably the GL to farm right now, in my opinion, especially with Conquest coming out. So, guys, if you're watching this video, I really do suggest that you potentially put some resources into Rey. Now, obviously, the weakness is that Rey excels with these teams that aren't necessarily resistance. Now, she does work very well in a resistance lineup. As you see here, we got destroyed by a resistance Rey. But for the most part, you are going to be using her with other lineups, Jawas. You're going to be using her with Jedi, Scoundrels, any of these teams. Now, all I'm going to say is Rey honestly just works with anyone. You're seeing here another video. If you want to watch it in full, please click the link in the top of the screen right now. But Rey with Jedi is a fantastic counter to JMK. Now, is this high investment? Of course it is. I understand that, we understand that. But if Rey is one of 2 GLs you have, or the only GL you have, just know that you can put her with Jedi Knight Revan, Bastila, Jolee, General Kenobi, or any other Jedi. If you use Gas and Jedi Knight Luke, it's obviously easier, but that's higher investment, and you can still beat these meta teams. Rey is no pushover. It's just we don't see her a lot on offense because she's just such a good defensive GL. Now, some of you will be saying, yes, but there's such good counters to Rey. That is true, guys, but the reason Rey is a good defensive GL is because they're guaranteed to snipe banners. Because they are more or less guaranteed to get a Whirlwind off and more or less guaranteed to get an Ultimate off. And if either of these happen, you're not going to be getting max banners. And all the other GLs, there is the potential for max banners. With Rey, it becomes a lot harder. Now, obviously, JMK's like that as well, but JMK is another character altogether. And with the rise of Ben Solo coming, maybe things will change. Honestly, guys, I recommend you farm Rey. Rey is probably my favorite Galactic Legend in this game, and for a good reason. I hope you guys have all enjoyed the video. If you stayed this far, please consider liking and subscribing, and I hope you will have a Glurmit day.